Alright, so today we are going to give a report on the indices, the market indices all over the world. So this is from Bloomberg, and I just clicked markets, and these are your tracking of all the. I think this is not everything, but at least the majority of the stock indices of the world is here. So we have the U.S. Dow Jones and S&P 500, most important, and then the tech-heavy Nasdaq. United Kingdom is here, FTSE, the English stock market. Okay, Mexico, Canada, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Colombia, and then Venezuela. For Europe, uh, the most tracked here is the Eurostox 50, the CAC of 40 of France, DAX of Germany, of course, Athens, and we have Ireland here, we have Italy, Netherlands, Sweden, Norway, Switzerland, Denmark, Austria, Portugal, Spain is here, Poland, Russia, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia is also here, United Arab Emirates, Nigeria, South Africa, Israel. For Asia and the Pacific, we have Australia, New Zealand, China, um, several indices there, Hong Kong, Indonesia, India, Japan, Malaysia, of course, our very own, the Philippines. The two indices here are the PSEi, the Composite Index, 33 or 30 member stocks there, and the all shares, the broader all shares. Singapore, we have the STI Straits Times, Kospi of South Korea, Taiwan, Thailand, and Karachi of Pakistan. All right. So let's analyze. No, we're not going to analyze. We're just going to present the at least the net change year to date. So today there have been many upward movement. As you can see, most of the stock market around the world, the indices are up in the Americas, except for Europe, the broader, and Greece, Italy still red, except for Nigeria is in Africa, so that's plus 197. New Zealand is up, but most are down today. But let's look at the 1 month. Oh no, not the 1 month, but the year-to-date change, and then arrange it so that we'll have a better view. Year-to-date change. Okay, so for the US, or the favorites, Nasdaq is only down 5%. FTSE of United Kingdom down 24, almost 25%. For the Americas, Venezuela, Caracas, Venezuela is up 176%. Canada down 14%. So almost all are down. The hardest hit is Brazil with 30% down year to date. For the EMEA, Denmark is the best performing, only down 2% year to date. Nigeria down 16%, Netherlands down 17%, Saudi down 18%, Germany down 22%, Spain down 27%. Where's Italy? Oh, Italy is down 26.4%. Greece is the hardest hit with down 35%. For Asia, the best performing is still CSI, and then Shanghai. China is only down less than 8%. But they're still down. South Korea, followed by South Korea, and then New Zealand down 9.4, Malaysia down 12.65, Taiwan down almost 13%, Hong Kong, then South Korea is there. Japan is down 16%. The Philippines is down 23.6%, almost 24% for both the composite index and in the broader all shares. We are one of the worst performing in Asia. We have only outperformed Indonesia, LQ45 of Indonesia, Nifty India, Sensex India. So Those are the only two countries that we have that we managed to more or less defeat. Okay, so we're still very much still far away from the good news here. Let's look at our well, this is all shares. We want the PSEi. So let's look at the PSEi 594605. This is not as bad as it looked in March, at least, right? So because if you notice in March, this is below 5,000. So let's look at the individuals now. Before that, let's look at the PE ratio. The PE ratio is already 13.62. It's up by 3. I think the last time that we looked at this is about 10, only 10 times price earnings. Now it's 13, so it's improving. 1 year return is 22.08%. So let's look at the individual stocks. Starting with the most active of today. The most active is Metro Pacific. No, I think this is, so let's arrange it. Let's Metro Pacific is there, Mega World, DMCI, Metrobank, Alliance Global, SM Prime Holdings, Bloomberry is active but down, Ayala Land, Robinson's Land, Pure Gold. So these are the leaders. GT Cap up 13.95%. Yay. Robinson's Land up 12.73. Aboitiz Equities Ventures up 7.91%. San Miguel Corp up 7.58% and so on. So let's look at the net change, year to date change. So for year to date, we have all right. So for at least for the leaders, everything companies are still down. The ones that are listed here anyway. The best performing among the leaders of today is the Aboitiz Equities, down only 6%. Metro Pacific down 19.5%. Ayala Corp down 25%. GT Cap is down 42%. That's the reason why they are very much active today, and very they lead the pack among the greatest gainers of the day because they have been down for a long time. PLDT is now up 18% year to date, so good news for PLDT investors. Pure Gold up 15.2, Globe Telecom up 9%. So those are the only three companies that are up since the beginning of the year today. So let's pick some stocks. Let's look at Metrobank today. So Metrobank is, of course, one of the biggest banks in the Philippines. PE ratio is only 7 times price earnings. Imagine that, right? So it's only trading at 41.1 and already down 38.6% since a year ago. Okay, financials of Metrobank. Let's look at the financials of Metrobank. Income statement. Income statement, tingnan natin yung black. The black bar represents the revenue. Is increasing, no problem there. Look at the net income, 28 billion. Analyze the profit margin. It moved from 24% in 2016 to about 30% today. So there's no problem with the income of Metrobank, at least until now, until last year, 2019. So for the balance sheet, look at the liabilities. This is around the only thing that I look in the balance sheet of companies. So for balance sheet, what is important to us is the debt to asset. The percentage, for us, this is a bank, so there's no problem there. This should be below 50%. It's only 13%, so it's okay. Okay. What else? Key statistics. Key stats, price earnings is 7. Relative versus the PSEi, the P comp index, it's only 0.53. So meaning it is cheaper than the PSEi as an average. The average of the PSEi, it's only 53% of that. earnings per share, that's not really important. But the ratio. So PEG ratios estimated is at 1.14, although this is really fleeting. So let's just look at the price earnings over there. Price to book is only 0.6. Imagine that. Metrobank is trading at 60% only of its book value. This is a screaming buy for me. And imagine Metrobank is one of the leading banks in the Philippines and it's only now trading at zero point 0.6 of the book value. Wow. So for me, if we analyze Metrobank today, I'm not looking at the chart. I would say it's a strong buy, considering the fact that it has strong earnings. The banks really don't lose money even in crisis situations. I've seen that for many years because I was a banker myself, and I saw that banks usually they earn money when the economy is good. They earn money when the economy is bad. So there's no problem with banks. So for me, Metrobank is for me a strong buy. Let me choose another company here. Okay, company that I have not chosen yet. Okay, Globe Telecom. Globe Telecom is trading at 2,206. Okay, so 2,206 pesos per share. So if you have 10,000, at least that's your target, 10,000 pesos per stock, then you can buy at least about 5 shares. 1 year return is 23%. PE ratio, a bit, more expensive than the rest. Let me see if Globe indeed deserve that. Okay, so income, revenue increasing, no problem there. Profit margin from about 12.75 down to 11 in almost 11 in 2017, now up at about 13.25 or something. So there's no problem there, right? For debt to assets, quarterly 45.85% debt to assets is a bit high, but it's still okay. I mean, it's still below 50%. For me, it's still okay, but a little on the side of being cautious. Right. So let's look at the key stats finally. Current PE ratio, as we notice, it is above the average of the PComp index. It is higher than by 1.02, meaning 2% higher than the rest of the average of the PComp. Um, Not really a red flag, but you can choose other companies. Price to book is a bit high, but that's not really our goal. Uh, I mean, it doesn't matter if the price to book is high, especially if this is a telecom company. So this is really um, focused on services and other things that may not be seen in your in your book value. So having a high price to book is really not that important. What is important is if you can see a company trading a very low price to book, then that is a good indication that we have to investigate on the company, and maybe it will represent itself as a good trading buy, or at least a good investment. Price to sales 1.76, nothing, no problem there. So finally, what is my uh, feel about what is my recommendation for Globe Telecom? For me, Globe Telecom, since it is trading slightly above the average of the PSEi, I would say it's still a buy, but it's more of a cautious buy, because after all, it has already increased its value by about 23% in the past year. So maybe if you are an investor looking for an upward movement, then Globe Telecom would post itself as maybe the increase from this point on will not be that high. So if I have a lot of money to invest, then maybe I will invest in Globe Telecom. But if I will only choose five or about seven stocks, then maybe Globe will not be among those seven. So that's my take for Globe Telecom today. All right, so that's it. Hopefully, you get the feel about how I analyze the market and how I analyze individual stocks and which ones to buy and which one to invest upon. So let's see each other in the next video, and I hope that you've learned something from this analysis. Thank you very much.